All right. And we are live.
Well, all right.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Time to get dialed in. Today is Tuesday, November 1st. Happy 1st of the month, everybody. How the fuck y'all doing today? Kap, Baker, guys looking lovely.
Thank you. It's Christmas season.
On candy, man.
Fuck you. It is not Christmas season. I'm about to end this broadcast and kick your ass out of it.
You ready to celebrate?
Hey,
Baby?
it is not Christmas until after Thanksgiving.
Okay, fine. It's
I agree.
Mariah Carey season.
Oh my god, I fucking hope not.
Oh Jesus!
I will be playing Spotify on my car radio every day.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. No, it's funny. We have a guy at work that absolutely hates Christmas music. So we just play Christmas music year round now.
Oh no, that'll drive me nuts.
No, that is.
Yeah, he hates it. Sorry, Russ. But all right, guys.
Hey, shout out to Russ.
Shout out, Russ. Let's go ahead and
Only shouting out the cartoon character, Russ.
What?
What's happening?
There's a cartoon character named
Wilson,
Russ?
the cartoon
Russell
character.
Wilson. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and get dialed in. Today's a big day in the NFL. Massive day. A lot of families were uprooted and placed elsewhere today. So
It's that moving season.
it's that moving season. I hope it's what the college hunks and the two men in a truck. Hope you guys are ready. So here in the past few days, the good old Ravens, man, they made a massive move, acquiring Roquan Smith for AJ Klein, a second and a fifth-round pick in 2023. We'll be able to extend him. He is his own agent, funny enough. So I remember beginning of the year, he had been wanting to get out of Chicago for a while, and he was having issues with management, and they were finally able to make a move.
It's a nice pickup for them.
Yeah.
Lamar's probably sitting there like, wrong side of the ball, guys.
Yeah. He probably would have liked shit.
He asked for some targets. He gets a 35-year-old receiver. And then the defense
Hey,
gets a
he's lightning
stud
fast,
linebacker.
man. Come on now.
So I guess Roquan needs a new contract as well. So there's a chance that they're going to end up losing him after this year. I'm wondering if they're working on getting an extension signed.
I would think so. Giving up a second round for that.
A second and a fifth and a player, definitely. And I honestly think Roquan Smith is going to be a really good fit in Baltimore. He's had a really lackluster year though so far, right?
Well, no.
Yeah, I thought he was leading the NFL in tackles. Actually,
Yeah, he in all categories he's a top 5 linebacker, but I mean on a team that's like bottom 5 rush defense. So
Yeah.
it just looked like an all-in move for the Ravens because they can get a third-round pick back and a compensatory pick if Roquan leaves at the end of the year. But this just shows like Lamar, hey, we're doing everything we can. We're getting some other stuff in here. But like you guys said, I think that having another receiver, a wide receiver per se, would be kind of what we look at.
Mhm.
But their offensive coordinator says that he sees both of their starting tight ends, Likely and Andrews, as receivers, not as tight ends. So in their room, they kind of feel like they have enough pass catchers.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the world agrees with Lamar that he doesn't have
Give me
enough
some help.
targets. Yeah, he needs somebody to throw the ball to. I just don't know if you give up that much, in my opinion, for that position right now, because in this day and age, like, again, the guy's a top 5 at his position, and then he's on, like, it's clearly not really changing the defense that he was on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a pretty big investment.
Got a question from the chat. What do you guys think of the Ridley trade? I don't think he will really ever play again at the level everyone thinks. I'm inclined to agree, personally.
I think the owners went to a table and they're like, how do we screw over these gamblers? Well, how about we just trade him, make him get traded to the other team that he bet against.
Yeah, I love it, dude. It's come full circle. Fucking yeah. No, I think it's a really good weapon.
Skill-set-wise, he's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's a really good weapon for Trevor Lawrence, especially with him coming into his own this year. He's looked very, very impressive. It's just, like I said, it's another weapon for him. Being away from the game for a year, I mean, who knows what he's doing, right, with his own time. Obviously, with such a high skill set, he's gonna stay in top shape. Yeah,
They say though, football moves very fast past players who aren't being active.
No, 100%.
Before he got suspended, though, we would say what? He's realistically a top 12 athletically gifted wide receiver in the league. So
Everyone
even if he
would
comes back slightly lower, and let's call him just a top 20, 24 guy, he's still going to make Christian Kirk that much better, right? Like Kirk's going to be so much better because he's not going to be the guy anymore. So it's just going to help out everything. And I don't think that he's really going to lose too much. It's going to take him, like, was anybody really thinking that Jamar Chase wasn't good after he missed a year sitting out?
That's true.
And then got drafted. It's, you know, a preseason of drop balls to get the timing down, and you're back in the game. So he'll be fine.
I will add that in the good old days when Julio was still in Atlanta, this could be a Bama thing, but he said the best route runners I've seen, Ridley and Cooper. So if he can somewhat get back to that stage, because that guy he was nice, man. He was nice. A lot of dynasty players still spent some money on that kid, hoping that he'll get back.
Yeah.
Holding out hope.
And Calvin really is still really, really young, especially for a wide receiver. I mean, he's only 27, you know, and we've seen wide receivers last a long time. Really good breakout year in 2020 before he got hurt in 2021. I mean, he hit 1,300 yards. So.
Yeah, he was balling.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Vikings acquired tight end TJ Hawkinson. I always think of like Hawkins Soccer or some shit like that whenever I see his name. And a 2023 fourth and a 2024 conditional fourth from the division rival, the Lions. The Lions are receiving the Vikings' second-round pick and the 2024 third-round pick, moving up 2 rounds in the 2023 draft and 1 round in the 2024 draft.
I would say the Vikings went to Detroit with a mask on and forced them to make that trade.
Yeah.
The Vikings definitely got the better end on that trade.
I agree. Give Kirk Cousins another big-time weapon in Hawkinson. How good is he blocking?
Hawkinson's much better at blocking than Irv Smith is. So, I mean, that's going to be helpful, and it's going to kind of, when Irv gets back come playoff time, because he's out 8 to 10 weeks, it's going to basically make the receiving options for Kirk Cousins way better, just because Hawkinson comes in as the number 3 now. You got Johnson, Thielen, Hawkinson. Yeah. So the only scary part is Jefferson. I'm sorry. The only scary part, though, is that offense really isn't tight end oriented. Like, that's not their natural way that they play. So they're going to have to kind of scheme up some new stuff for the tight end.
Definitely.
I will say, though, he's one of the top young tight ends in the league. Those are hard to find. That's a rare position to get some guy that can go run some routes. That's going to open the field for Jefferson or vice versa. So in my eyes, like I said before, I think that was a huge pickup for the Vikings. Cousins should not have any problems with finding people open now.
Especially he is so young, too, at 25. They've got him listed at 6'5", so he's probably actually like 6'7". That's no, I mean that's how it is. They really scrunch you down as much as possible in the draft, according to a lot of the pros, and that's a big fucking target, man.
Yeah, that's a huge pickup for the Vikings.
Going to help in the end zone, in the red zone, definitely.
Yeah. No, very, very nice there. Moving on, my Pittsburgh Steelers were making some moves today. The big trade that everybody had been talking about was Chase Claypool. possibly going to the Packers. Well, the Bears picked up the phone first and had sent a 2023 second round pick for Chase Claypool. There's a lot of like misinformation going on with this one. A lot of people were thinking that the second round pick that was sent to the Bears for Roquan Smith was the one that the Steelers were getting, but that's not the case. It's the original pick for the Bears. So that's really, really good, especially because the Bears suck, just like the Steelers. So that's going to be an early second round pick that can be considered a late first. So I really, really like that. I had been really upset with Chase Claypool for a while, just a lack of effort in certain plays, and I've been getting into fights with people on Twitter about that shit. His hands have been horrible. He had a big game against the Eagles last year. He had a big game against Tampa this year. And I think that's really it. You're just expecting one big game with him, and it's just meh. So getting a second round pick and probably a higher pick than what they actually used to get him is a massive return for him.
I don't see a mismatch value in that trade. I think that works for both teams, in my opinion. I think that the Bears are obviously trying to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was good for them to invest in their franchise quarterback. They got rid of some cap. They have $100 million cap going into the next year. They have tons of picks now.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like they're excited for Fields to have a pretty good future. And next year is going to be promising for them.
They kind of picked apart their defense this year. They sent a lot of pieces away. But we've also seen the last couple of weeks, Justin Fields really come on as a playmaker. So I think this is going to help getting Chase Claypool this year for the rest of the year, even if they're not really playoff bound. It's going to help him continue to develop for the rest of this season instead of struggle kind of the way he was with the pass catchers they had. And Chase Claypool being such a big frame is really helpful for the dynamic running back or quarterbacks. They normally like bigger targets that they could throw to on the move.
Yep.
Because it's a lot harder to be accurate within a 18-inch square box when you're running, parallel to the line of scrimmage.
So I think honestly the Steelers got away. Like you were saying, the Vikings robbed the Lions. I really feel like the Steelers robbed the Bears. I feel like a more like normal trade value would have been a fourth, honestly. Just the development hasn't been there. But see, it's hard because I feel like he's suffering from poor development because of Randy Fichtner and Matt Canada being horrible offensive coordinators.
Right.
So I'm kind of curious to see what he's able to do in Chicago. Like if you look at what Juju Smith-Schuster said, he didn't really learn offense until he went to Kansas City. So what's Claypool gonna learn going over to Chicago?
I wouldn't say that they robbed as much as the Vikings did to Detroit, but like I was saying, I think that's a pretty, in my eyes, I think that's a pretty fair balance to both values for the franchises. I think the Bears kind of got what they wanted. They show that they're investing in their young franchise quarterback. That's very exciting for them. They open a lot of cap, and I think next year they're really ready to rebuild, and that's how you rebuild the team. So they lost Quinn, they lost Smith, open up cap space. They got a target for their franchise quarterback. They got tons of picks next year. So if you're in Chicago, if you're excited for your future, I can see why.
Definitely. I'm just getting our stream tweeted out and whatnot. Up next, the Steelers have acquired defensive back or cornerback William Jackson III from the Commanders. From last I read, they swapped a 6th round compensatory pick for a 7th round compensatory pick as well. So
my question on that is that they said that if they can't make a deal, they're going to release him. Does that affect his salary hit this year?
Yeah. So apparently he's only owed $2 or $3 million. I like this pick.
Yes,
I
but
like this pick a lot.
That's not what it would have been had they cut him. Had they cut him, they were going to be on the hook. I think
For
it was
all
like
of it.
9 million.
It was
but
like
because they were able
13
to
or
trade
some
him-
shit. Yeah.
Well, because they were going to have dead money from what they've already paid.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
because of cutting him. Yeah. So I like this pickup. He is older. He's 30. He's been in the league since 2016. So the Steelers really liked him. And they had the 25th pick in the first round. But the Bengals snagged him at pick 24. And then the Steelers went and grabbed Artie Burns, and Artie Burns was a mega fucking bust. So yeah, I like this pick. Him on the opposite side of Levi Wallace. I'm hoping this is going to be really good. He's dealing with some injuries lately, and his play has declined a little bit, but maybe a change of scenery will benefit him. Who knows? We'll see. Up next, we have the Miami Dolphins acquired Bradley Chubb and a 2025 fifth-round pick from the Broncos. In return, the Broncos received Chase Edmonds, a 2023 first, which came from San Fran, and then a 2024 fourth in the deal. So Broncos have traded 3 first-round picks for Bradley Chubb, Waddle, and Tyreek Hill.
The Dolphins front office they're looking very smart. These guys didn't me and Baker were talking about this earlier. So the big trade where Niners moved up to get Lance, the Dolphins have turned all that into those 3 studs. And I mean, these guys in Miami and then Chubb, like to me, this year that's the best pickup in the trade market right now. Bradley Chubb, get that guy rushing from the end. That changes games, you know. We've seen it this year. Guys are going after the quarterback. A lot of teams are struggling to put up high points on the board. We went from a high-powered offense league to like now defense is back again, and I think that was an amazing pickup for them. Because I think Phillips and I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to say they're all under 26. So if they can somehow figure out their contracts, man, that defense, with that offense, offense.
Even if they can't for certain players and they're able to trade them away so that they still acquire value to go back, I mean, they're loaded. And right now, like I have the Dolphins and whatever power rankings I did, they're 6. They're like knocking on the top 5 door. And that's just because their offensive line leaves a little bit to be desired. Hence all the quarterbacks getting knocked out through the first so many weeks of the season. But I mean, now that they got a great pass rusher that they could always put points on the board, it's like there's no reason that walking into any of the top 5 teams we got going that they shouldn't have a chance. They can score at will, basically. So, I mean,
they did so well, man. The Dolphins the past amazing. 2 years, I'm a fan. I mean, I'm not saying like they're my team, but I'm a fan of what they're doing. That's what you want, like as a fan of football. Like you want your favorite team to like do that. Like go after it. Go after it. And they have they're hitting A+ in every move that they've been making recently.
Yeah. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable. We'll get into your power rankings later, Baker, because man, there's some switches that I would say, but it'll be interesting. All right. Moving on. Jaguars acquire Calvin Ridley. We had commented on that earlier. From the Falcons for 2 conditional picks, a 2023 5th or 6th, depending on when he's reinstated to league, and a 2024 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, depending on if he makes the team and reaches a certain playable threshold. These picks and how they work always really confuse me. I guess I should have mentioned with the Vikings one, with tight end TJ Hawkinson, it also depends on if the Vikings win a playoff game, like for which round that pick will be. Like it's really interesting how they make that work. Like last year when the Colts got what's his face, Carson Wentz. That was an interesting deal because if he played more than however many % of snaps, like they owed like an extra pick or a higher pick or
That's
some
just
shit.
a line item. They put that in there at the
Mhm.
bottom because they're sick of arguing on the phone.
Yep.
Okay, you don't think he's going to do well? Well, if he does do well, then I get
Yep.
this. Just send it through.
Yep. It's interesting how they get contracts and shit written up nowadays. See, the Dolphins also acquired Jeff Wilson Jr. from the 49ers for a 2023 fifth-round pick. Making moves, man. The Broncos acquired edge rusher Jake Martin and a 2024 fifth round from the Jets for a 2024 fourth round. The Bills, this one pissed off Pat McAfee today, I heard. Bills acquired running back Naheem Hines from the Colts for running back Zach Moss and a conditional 2023 sixth round pick. Another weapon for the Bills.
Yeah, that didn't really make any sense for me. Why they'd even want Zach Moss back instead of just having more compensation?
Yep.
Because they have a great second string running back once Hines leaves. We've already seen him this year do great. So
yeah.
It just seemed odd to, I mean, maybe that was a requirement for cap space.
Yeah.
Otherwise, kind of whatever.
I don't know. I feel like the Bills would have been able to, or the Colts would have been able to get a different kind of skill position player there instead of another running back. Because, I mean, honestly, the Colts got Jonathan Taylor. You don't really need another running back right now just because the running backs aren't getting any pressure. The line just is absolutely abysmal in Indianapolis. But I digress.
I mean, to be honest with you, Hines being the guy that the Bills ended up with is kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, they originally offered a second for McCaffrey, and that was nowhere near enough once we saw what the Niners ended up paying. But they called about Alvin Kamara. The other targets that are out there, Kareem Hunt, you could even go Dearness Johnson from the Browns as well. I mean, Hines definitely more explosive than Cam Akers, but you got Melvin Gordon, Alexander Madison. It's like, some of these other guys are a little bit more kind of between the tackle runners, and that seems like what they really need there is someone that can really move a pile and take the big runs off of just off the board. It's just like, hey, if Josh isn't doing it, then it's not happening right now.
Yeah. I had a crazy thought today. What if the Titans traded Derrick Henry to the Bills?
I don't think they have enough to do it.
No, I don't think so either. But imagine like what kind of powerhouse that would be, dude. That'd be insane. See, the Bills also acquired safety Dean Marlowe from the Falcons for a 2023 seventh round pick. I haven't heard much about him.
Same. I mean, that's probably why he went for the
seventh round. Yeah.
But he was originally on the Bills, so he's going back.
Oh, okay. So they must have really liked him. Yeah. Good for him, man. I mean, the Falcons are a decent team this year. I mean, they're really, really impressive this year. But I mean, to go back to the Super Bowl favorite, you got to be so fucking happy.
Oh yeah, that's a huge upgrade.
Yep. The Falcons acquired cornerback Rashad Fenton from the Chiefs for a conditional seventh round pick.
I like that for them.
Yep.
He's startable, and they need some help on that in that DB.
Yeah, the Chiefs' defense is really rough. So
I think
not the Chiefs, the Falcons. Sorry.
Yeah, and the Chiefs have a couple of rookies out there.
I think they got two that are really impressive. See, Bills were interested in running backs, like you had mentioned. I feel like a Kareem Hunt there. Just going back on that topic, I feel like that would have been a really good fit for him. He's really unhappy in Cleveland. Damn, I'm surprised about that.
The Browns shot themselves in the foot on that one by saying in the preseason, I don't care what Kareem Hunt wants, we're not trading him.
Yeah.
And then waiting until the day before or 2 days before the deadline to give him permission. Had you given him a week, like a lot more offers could have been discussed. But you just played it too close to the deadline, and at that point, everybody else had already discussed other options. So
yep.
Yeah, the Bills, they invested in Cook, the rookie running back, and it seems like they really want that dual threat back there, which makes sense why they looked for Hunt, Kamara, and CMC. And that guy has been very lackluster. So Hines going there kind of makes sense because Singletary, he just seems like a I formation, find a hole and go.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
So on that note, the NFL trade deadline today, it was a record-setting day today. There was 12 players traded, which is the most on deadline day in the last 30 years.
Yeah, you don't really see that much movement.
No, there was a
Like,
lot.
as a fan, you just pray, like, oh my God, come on, this is it.
Yep.
Oh, it looked like a bunch of fantasy managers in there just making things happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see here. Let's go ahead on to our game of the week and the game of the week runner up. So, starting with the Atlanta Falcons. Baker, you would like to take it away, sir?
That was just a wild game to watch. All of us here, I believe we all had the Falcons. So we were all hoping and praying we were going to get that win. And what was it? 11 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Foreman scores a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and ties the game at 21. And you're thinking, okay, we've got something going. And then a scoring extravaganza basically just starts happening back and forth. And they're just scoring left and right. So without missing a beat, Carolina scores with a 12-yard run with Foreman, and they convert an extra point to go, 28? Oh, I missed a field goal, but 28-24. Mariota comes back and passes it to the former Panther, Bird. He just darts and dashes through everybody up the middle, 47 yards, scores a touchdown. And Atlanta takes a lead 31-28. And you're kind of thinking that's going to be the end of it. With 40 seconds off the clock, Atlanta's already back, kicking a field goal, going up by 6 to what I thought was sealing the game. I thought, okay, we're feeling good. Now they just have to keep them out of the end zone. Even halfway down the field, kicking a long field goal is not going to do anything. And out of nowhere, DJ Moore pulls a little fake step up at about the 20-yard line and takes off again, scores something 60-plus yard touchdown to tie the game. And that's where the controversy really starts. And you've got to start choosing where we're going to place blame at this point, because Moore rips his helmet off, starts celebrating, telling everybody how great everything is, and costs his team a freaking what did we got? An unsportsmanlike penalty, making
15
it a
yards.
40-plus yard extra point.
It was what, a 48 yard? Because it's what, 33, then yeah.
Then 15.
Yeah.
Yep. So now we're headed to overtime, games tied at 34, and I'm just thinking, like, please, please, Atlanta, pull this off. I really need this win today. Mariota gets the ball, and I'm figuring, okay, we got a chance for this. Instant interception in their own freaking red area, just about, and an easy 32-yard field goal attempt by Pinheiro missed. Like, he's all in his head from the missed extra point, misses another one. Mariota's got to go 90 yards and score a touchdown and kick a field goal. It's like, no chance. I don't have expectations of my memories of Mariota to just march down the field. But this new Mariota's the guy. He starts marching down the field, hits a couple big plays, field goal for the win, and I just loved it. Like, it was on, like, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I loved it. I'm glad that the Vikings weren't in a game like that. I don't think my heart can stand something like that.
Yeah, we were
what a game.
Conversating through text messages and Facebook messages, and you're like, man, I'm sweating watching this game.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
But the notable thing coming out of it for Carolina too is PJ Walker's kind of sealed up that starting role.
Right.
So I
Right.
think
Right.
until he really messes something up, he's going to be the guy. It doesn't matter. Baker's looks like he's healthy. He's not going to be taking over the starting role.
Mm-hmm.
They just chuckle when people say Sam Darnold. No, he's hurt. We're not worried about bringing him back. Don't worry about that. So let's see what Walker could do. It's been a fun ride.
Yeah. Have a breaking news here real quick. 49ers fans.
Lovely.
Former 49ers general manager John McVay has just passed away at the age of 91. He is Sean McVay's grandfather. So thoughts and prayers to the McVay family.
It's rough, man.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hopefully,
vibes to his family.
Yeah, don't like hearing about that. 91 though, long life, good life. It's interesting how, just thinking about it, that I wouldn't say executives, but like front office team and stuff like that, or front office employees, the families like stay within the league. It's always,
Yeah.
You look at Sean McVay and then look at 49ers.
The Shanahans.
Yeah, Shanahan's. And there's so many more than just that, but it's always interesting to me.
The Ryans.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like that's just a good upbringing that,
Yeah.
you can share that with your family, like your workplace. A lot of people, they separate workplace from their home life, and it's pretty cool that you keep the generations going.
Yep.
You bring your kid into a professional stadium and put him in that atmosphere. I mean,
Right.
It's really hard for the kid not to think how amazing that is and kind of want to grow up doing that. So it's awesome, the opportunity that some of them have had and been able to cash in and make good on. Because I mean, you can get a chance. That doesn't mean you're going to be great. And we've got a lot of people that have come in and done really well.
Yep. And then speaking of family, some more breaking news. Britt Reed, the son of Andy Reid, this was a big story a while back. He just pled guilty to DWI causing serious injury to a 5-year-old and was just sentenced to 3 years in prison. It's an unfortunate circumstance. And I remember Andy Reid was getting a lot of heat for that.
Well, this is a down.
We have Uber for a reason,
epic
guys.
Proportion.
Yep. No, don't drink and drive, smoke and drive, anything like that. He was an assistant coach with the Chiefs, I believe, at one point as well. All right. Jump back up into our runner-up game of the week. Those are just a couple of breaking things that literally just popped up.
Are we gonna not to cut you off real quick? Back to the game of the week though. Are we gonna put the blame though? We covered it and nobody said. Is DJ Moore?
I mean,
yeah,
it's all
100%.
DJ Moore for me.
All right, same
I don't know. I seen
I
what
just wanted to make sure.
Shady McCoy saying that it's the kicker's fault. You only got to use one leg. You only got to kick 40-something yards. Just kick it, and it's just
just kick the ball. It's no problem. Fucking ninja over here.
I mean, why you got to make it so difficult?
What
are we doing?
You know that tweet about Ninja talking about kickers? Okay. So we all know who Ninja is, right? The Fortnite streamer that made like a shit ton of money. So he tweeted out, "I'll never understand how college and NFL football teams allow kickers that just miss kicks. I feel like there has to be a pools of kickers in the USA that won't miss simple kicks, or snappers that won't mess up the snaps. I don't know, man. It seems so silly. Would love opinions on this." This is back in 2019. It was after.
It had to be a Lions game because he's a Lions fan.
It was either that or it was that Vikings game. I don't remember.
Let's not. We
don't need to relive
every
There's
Lions
so many
game
of them,
that's ever been. Yeah, I don't even know what game to start with, but I could tell you the one I will never forget is the 98 NFC title game. Okay, I just will never forget it. I'm scarred for life.
Man, you bringing
I hate when kickers walk out. I don't like seeing it. I don't want to be close. Let's just win the game. I don't want a kicker for nothing.
So I believe
I don't care what you do for a living. Not to interrupt you again. Sorry, Fuzzy, but
bastard. No.
whatever you do for a living and you work your whole life to get to that point, and then now this is the moment, and there's thousands of people watching. I don't care if it's a pool shot,
stressing.
a dart. It don't matter what it is. That's hard, and you know, especially in the NFL, you got to respect that. I respect kickers.
This guy.
What? I respect kickers.
Yeah, me too. I just want my kickers to kick well. And it doesn't happen.
So I was looking
we
back
can go get the best rated kicker in the NFL, and he will miss 4, 5, 7, 10 kicks on our team. It is ridiculous.
I've been looking. I was trying to see what he was talking about. Alabama missed a field goal attempt that would have tied them with Auburn. It was 45-48 with 2 minutes left in the fourth on that day. So I wonder if it had something to do with that. I don't know.
So he's picking on some kid that wasn't even getting paid. Like, come on.
I mean, he played for Alabama, so he was. But, you know, we won't talk about that.
Hey, finding a bag of money in a room you just moved into is not getting paid. Okay?
Love it.
Finding things. That was my favorite thing when, as a USC fan, Lindell White came out a little bit ago in a podcast, and he said, "Oh no, like I never got paid, but I did move into this house, and somebody that moved out
drove this car."
Yeah, and it had money in it, and they said, "Well, how much was it?" And he said, "Oh, like 150,000." And I saw the video, and it was Leinart watching the video and reacting, and he's like, "Don't say that." Don't say that.
That's like the one where OBJ was walking into LSU's locker room handing out stacks of money.
Yeah.
Oh God.
They can all get paid now, though, so we're good.
Yeah, no. See if we can get some money together. Maybe we can go ahead and get a NIL deal with a college player somewhere.
Yeah, there we go.
Just put dial in tattoo on your body or something.
Start, but we'll
get there eventually. You know, Pee Wee. Hey, you want a bag of Skittles? Just get this tattoo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was thinking like a sticker on the helmet or something.
Or you know those pads, the thigh pads, how they like they make them so they're cutouts and stuff so you can see the logo. Put the dial in logo right there on the pad. That'd be pretty dope.
Now you're thinking.
Yeah. Too bad the only NFL guy I know retired, so you know we won't be able to make that happen in the NFL. All right, let's go to our runner-up game of the week. This was a low-scoring game. It was a battle, man. I was so excited with this one because I thought my pick was actually going to come through. This was the Colts and Commanders game. Colts go up 2 scores with a Nyheim Hines touchdown and a McLaughlin extra point with 11 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the fourth. Colts were 16, Commanders 7. And Sly, you know, Taylor Heineke's able to help drive it up the field with 4 minutes and 59 seconds left in the game. Sly kicks a 28-yard field goal, bringing the Commanders within a touchdown, 10-16. Colts are still up. Then Heineke he's like, yo, you want to see how big my dick got since I left Indianapolis? This is my fucking town. Fucking pulls his pants down, whips his dick out. Starting from the Colts,
on the table.
Starting from the Colts 11-yard line with only 2 minutes and 47 seconds left. Starts to drive, needing a touchdown to win. With 41 seconds left in the game, he completes a big shot down the left side to Scary Terry McLaurin over Stephon Gilmore to the Colts 1-yard line. Oh, man, this one hurts.
I was terrified when that happened because McLaurin got up and he started kind of talking some mad game too.
Yeah.
Talking about this is my house because that's where he's from.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, are we getting another unsportsmanlike penalty right now? What's going on? But it didn't happen, so I was juiced.
Oh man, I was hoping it would happen because I really needed the win there. But you know, whatever. Then Heineke QB dove for a 1-yard touchdown. McLaughlin makes a game-winning extra point with only 22 seconds left on the clock. Commanders won 17-16.
The nice, easy extra point from where it's supposed to be for the win.
Right.
Without the extra, the extra flair. But this morning, Jim Irsay sent out a lovely tweet that I saw immediately and liked, and I think I tagged Cap in. Says, this morning we relieve Marcus Brady of his duties as offensive coordinator. I wish this good man all the best, with a thumbs up emoji. Said, man, I wish the Steelers would fucking do this. God, dude. I hate Matt Canada. All right.
Well, I mean, you guys got a replacement available now.
No, that's okay. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'll just take McDaniels when he gets fired from Las Vegas.
Facts.
Because that's got to be coming soon. They look horrible.
I don't see it happening in year one, like during the season. But yeah, oh my goodness, they look horrible.
Yeah. All right, let's jump over to our injuries from the weekend. And then we'll jump into our games, do a little recap. Starting off, Keenan Allen has tallied 6 catches on the year, 2 in his Week 7 return, missing Monday's practice. People are hoping it's just a rest day today, or yesterday. Chargers really need Allen to come back in action to steady the offense. They've been looking horrible lately, even more so with Mike Williams sidelined for another 3 to 4 weeks. This Chargers team, man.
That boy.
They look rough, dude. They really look rough.
Chargers gonna Charger.
You know, they were Super Bowl favorites there for a while too. But yeah, you're not wrong. Fucking new Browns over there. Rashad Bateman is out for a few weeks with a foot injury he's been dealing with all year, but tweaked it in Week 8. Gus Edwards is dealing with a hamstring strain. Taquan Lewis, edge rusher for the Colts, tore his patellar tendon and will be out the rest of the year. That's a nasty injury.
That sounds awful.
I think that's the worst knee injury now, basically. Like ACL was, historically bad until Adrian Peterson kind of spit in everybody's face and showed how well you can come back from something like that. Now it's just time out and recovery time for like the first season, but you should be expected to get back to where you were.
Yeah.
The patellar, you lose a lot of explosive ability when that happens.
Yeah, that's rough. Irv Smith suffered a high ankle sprain. He's getting an MRI, I believe, yesterday to determine the severity of the injury, although he's expected to miss 8 to 10 weeks.
I was very upset to hear this, but the result of getting TJ Hawkinson couldn't have been better.
Yeah.
I hope Irv comes back healthy. We get him for the playoffs and makes the offense really dynamic. But, I mean, it happening when it happened and us being able to get Hawkinson is almost a gift.
This is why they went to get Hawkinson. Has to be. A good move for them. Mark Ingram's out 3 to 4 weeks with a grade 2 MCL sprain in Week 8 versus the Raiders. How long has Mark Ingram been in the league for? He's been in for quite some time.
I want at least 8 years.
Yeah, he's 32 now, so he's probably 10 now.
Yeah. Iron Man. Except, he's out with an injury and whatnot, but
Hey, he got a fall suit this year.
he's got to oil up some of the parts, but he's ready to go.
2011 he was drafted.
Oh, damn.
He's been in a while.
11 years. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a lot easier to last longer when you're not, the starter. He's just going to throw that out there. It's not like he's getting 300 touches every year,
No. Jordan Poyer is set to have an MRI on his elbow after feeling a pop in Week 8 matchup versus the Packers. It's rough, man. I remember at the after a few weeks in the year, he was on pace for like 17 interceptions. And he's been out a lot lately. He's a tough son of a bitch, too.
Yeah, he's been driving around the country, right?
Yeah, he's not allowed to fly. He's not cleared to fly, but he's cleared to drive to games and play in them. It's crazy.
Well, if his elbow hurts too bad, he just might have to hire a driver,
Have a fucking driver out in the field with him. Hey, hold my arm. Let's see. Packers linebacker Devondre Campbell left the game with a knee injury. Haven't seen any updates on that yet.
I haven't either.
Packers rookie wide receiver Christian Watson left the game with a concussion. Reports are that Aaron Rodgers punched him in the head after getting upset with all of his wide receivers.
I heard about that, especially dropping that wide open pass, man.
Woo. Jokes, by the way. But
yeah, that didn't happen.
No.
Somebody will take that serious.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it. They'll want proof.
And he looks upset. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, he was on what, Pat McAfee today?
I wasn't able to
Rodgers?
watch it. I was listening to football and with Big Ben.
And he was saying, hopefully we'll get some news while I'm live on the show. That would be great. It's like that didn't happen. Sorry, buddy.
I did see a report that the Packers offered a second-round pick for Chase Claypool as well, and the Steelers just shit in their face.
That's fantastic. I gotta love the Steelers for that. That's really that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for multiple reasons, like real NFL reasons, and also dynasty fantasy reasons. I really couldn't deal with Claypool on the Packers because somebody that I have to beat that I know I'm going to see in the playoffs has Claypool, and I can't have that.
That would have been such a weapon for Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yep.
Works out great for me. Selfish. I get it. Selfish.
Hey, that's fine. I don't care. The Steelers still got a fucking massive payout for him. I know you don't think so, Cap, but I don't care. Eagles defensive lineman Jordan Davis has a high ankle sprain, fearing a 4 to 6 week timetable for his return. Dolphins offensive lineman Liam Eichenberg was carted off the field with a knee injury. Seems to be a major. He's been placed on IR. I believe at this point, if you're placed on IR, isn't it for the rest of the league or for the rest of the season now?
No,
Or is it is it still just 4 weeks?
Or 4 weeks.
And then you have a timetable of like 3 weeks to return.
There's a window, exactly.
Yeah.
And so what we're hearing a lot of now is like the deadline for certain people to be activated.
Okay, yeah, that's
because
what it is.
They started the year at a certain time on it. So if they do not if they're not activated by tomorrow at 4 Eastern, then they get switched from possible reactivation to year end.
Yeah, the Steelers have Trevon Austin.
One of those players was Chase Young that got activated. Another one was Tre'Davious White.
Okay.
The Bills got activated. So just a lot of these star players we haven't really seen for a while, they're all getting activated. And like Chase Young's not even really ready to play this week. It's just if he wants to be ready at all.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah. He just has to take up that roster spot.
And if the Bills get White back, that's huge.
Yeah, they're depending on how Jordan Poyer is.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Got it.
Depending on how Jordan Poyer is, man, they're gonna have one hell of a fucking run at the end of the year if they can keep everybody healthy.
Well,
they've been amazing already. So
I know.
I'm assuming Poyer is expected to be out for multiple weeks now. Not the season, but the reason I think that is because they went out and traded for a safety today.
Yeah.
So you just kind of look at, okay, I got to replace this. And then for a 7th round pick, having that depth is great. But without having Marlowe back, they would kind of be up shit's creek.
Yeah. I mean, they got a couple young studs back there that they really, really like. But yeah, I agree. I hate seeing knee injuries, man. They always they mess with me. I swear to God, you just made up this name, even though I know you didn't. Chidobe Awuzie.
Bro, you nailed it.
Yeah, I know.
Nailed it.
Yep. No, I know. I know who it is. It's just I fucking the name. Bengals quarterback tore his or cornerback tore his ACL Monday night and is out for the season. Thoughts and prayers go to him for a swift recovery. And Lloyd Cushenberry, the center for the Broncos, will miss some time with a groin injury. Russ was giving him a nut tap, when you go under center.
It's facts. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's not, I mean, it's funny. It sounds good, but that's a real thing.
Yeah. It's more so something that happens in like high school, especially when the center farts in the quarterback's face. Don't ask me how I know.
That's why I did not play center.
Or quarterback.
No, they asked me to move to center, and I said, "You're tripping. That ain't a real thing for me. I'll sit over here at guard, and I'll pull around and knock people's heads off, but I ain't going to just sit there and get fondled
Yep.
50, 60 times a day. We ain't doing that."
All right,
And
let's
our
move.
quarterback, he was known for the Russell Wilson treatment.
Oh,
So I
okay.
just felt bad for our center.
Gotcha. All right, let's move on to the recap of the games on Sunday and Monday. Fucking Monday Night Football last night was really disappointing. Joe Burrow looked lost without Jamar Chase.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I don't think he's thrown over 250 yards without him.
I don't know.
So this was like the fourth lowest passing he's had in his career so far. He was sacked, 5 times? A couple people in our group chat were saying that the offensive line looks like trash. And I just said, man, if you stack trash in front of him, I'm sure you'd have more time passing.
Yeah, I mean,
It'll take longer to get around those trash cans.
Yeah, take a little bit longer. This is ridiculous.
he still had 232 yards passing with a 71.4 completion percentage and a 96.4 rating, so it's not horrible. It's not really bad either. Just really, really unfortunate for him. See how many times he was sacked, I should say.
Who?
5 times, yep.
Yeah.
That's the most in how many weeks? That's the most since week 2 against Dallas. So the line's been getting better, but
counting last year and this year, he's been sacked 99 times.
Holy shit.
And they are going to turn this guy into I forgot his name. Carr's older brother. I forgot his first name, but the original Carr for the Texans. David, yeah. Man, that guy was fantastic. One of my favorite videos. I'm sure Kap hates it. They're at a little arcade, him and Dak, and
I saw that
throwing at targets, and
Dak's missing everything.
Every target, and Dak's missing every one. So at the farthest one, Dave throws it, skips it off the ground, and still gets the target, and it's just fantastic. But he's known as, one of the biggest busts because he just got destroyed from defenses just hitting him weekly over and over and over again. Your whole clock, the mental clock you have for when the ball's got to be released, all of that kind of changes, and you're just always on your tippy toes in anticipation for pain.
Yeah.
Pain everywhere, as Jameis Winston will tell you.
Browns showed up in a big way last night. Obviously, they were like we said, 5 sacks. Browns are now 3-5, 2 games behind the Ravens. Browns trying to hold on to hope while they wait for the return of Watson at QB after an 11-game suspension. Possible return is December 4th versus the Texans. Tell me that wasn't like something they knew. Fucking they planned that shit.
Oh, it was the third-party guy that had to do whatever it was. I forgot his name. And that guy has the best sense of humor I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I loved it. To have him coming back for the team he just left, who set up all of these situations, you want to call them. Like they offered, it's fantastic. We don't need to get into it, but it's going to be a great welcome home game. Tell you what. I'm going to take the Texans, too.
Yeah. Really?
Week 13? Yeah, that's going to happen. I did. Oh, for sure. Yep. That's what I'm doing.
All right. I'm clipping it
now.
Clipping it.
Yep. Count it now.
I was really hoping the Browns would lose. They would stay at the bottom of the AFC North with my Steelers. Even though they would be in third because they have half a game ahead of the Steelers, but that didn't happen. Let's see. DK Metcalf showed off some big brain plays on Ken Walker's touchdown run. Saw the run was coming up the backfield or up the field on his side. and he ran a fake fade route and was acting like the ball was coming his way.
Oh, I loved it. Even the crowd was like going with it.
Yep.
It was so good.
Yep.
It was so good.
And whoever was covering him bit on the fake and fucking ran trying to swat an invisible ball and opened it right up.
That was a big play all the way around.
Yeah.
I mean, Ken Walker broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, outran a couple guys right away. Gino came up and did a how you doing, keep it moving, little get in the way on the D end. I think it was I forgot who it was, but it was a stud. I just can't think of the name right now, but it was a great play, and it just kind of showed that Seattle's for real.
Yeah.
Like every single player on that team has bought in since Russell Wilson has left. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Tyler Lockett's, it's great when we get credit for what we do comments direct shot at Russell Wilson, because Lockett said that before.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like it's a shot at Russell Wilson.
By the way,
they look active again. Like, see, the Seahawks, they look like they're back.
By the way, some more breaking news. I love when we do live. You know, when the breaking news comes in, we're able to just talk about it. Kansas City Chiefs.
Is a little bit cheerier than the last
this
breaking news.
This one is. The Kansas City Chiefs have activated cornerback Trent McDuffie from the IR.
There we go.
Yep.
Welcome back, bud.
That's a big pickup back for them as well.
Right.
All right. Let's move on to the Raiders. Love how you put Josh McDaniels has some explaining to do. He's just trying to become the Steelers' offensive coordinator. That's all.
And I could understand that. That's a simple explanation.
Yep.
I would accept that.
Yep. Raiders looked absolutely fucking horrible again this week, getting beat 24-0 by the Saints. Raiders' first goose egg since Carr's rookie year. Carr's looking worse and worse. Josh McDaniels looking horrible.
Josh moved to Vegas, lost a bunch of money in the casinos. Now he's looking for his best shot out of there.
That's it.
So, yep.
Sorry,
Look
Champ.
at this smiling.
We got to get Champ back on the show, Cap.
This is how you reel people in. Listen up, boys. Dial in, all right? Man, the Raiders, man, they're so much better than what they look. And then I bet against them.
Yeah, unfortunately, myself and Baker just both went with the Raiders. I'm impressed with Saints, man. Andy Dalton's still playing quarterback for them?
Yeah, the Red Rifle.
Red Rocket?
Rifle.
The pea shooter.
Let's see. Yeah. As you put here, Buffalo's getting closer to having Tre'Davious White back.
They activated him today.
Yep.
And then the next one, Chase Young, activated, I believe, today as well.
Yep.
A lot of activations started flooding after the trade deadline ended, and all the teams knew what their roster was going to be, and then they started making all the required moves.
Let's see. You put this in here just to hurt me. George Pickens did not haul in any of his 3 targets versus the Eagles.
You're correct.
Yeah.
That is the exact intention there. That was it was for.
One of those should have been challenged. Mike Tomlin showing he is inept at challenging plays. It was 100% catch. I don't want to get in on the Steelers right now, man. It's been.
I had Pickens getting 4+.
He's not liking it as both of our teams pull in a win this week, and he took a loss and still doesn't have a Matt Canada firing going on. He's got nothing to cheer for over there.
It is 6:50 p.m. on November 1st. Matt Canada has still not been fucking fired.
That's a shame.
I believe I saw a stat that I'm gonna try and find it. Keep going down the list because I'm gonna find this shit.
Oh, I just before we move on, I just wish that we would have got a little clip of that whole Kenny Pickett response at the end of the game, just saying how you can't do the same thing over and over and expect a different result. That's insane. You know, we need to make some changes. And I thought that was clearly speaking to the offense needing to be upgraded to, kind of Canada being on his way out. And that doesn't seem like we're getting that result. So that's been wild. That would have been, you would have been so happy today. I was really hoping that it was going to happen. But something that really cheered Cap up over here this week, I'm sure, is after 7 weeks of not finding the end zone, Alvin Kamara finds it 3 times against the Raiders for all 3 of the Saints touchdowns. So, you tried to get a W in Dynasty, and Christian McCaffrey came back and said not so fast, but it was a good hope. Way to go.
I know where you live.
That's
Here.
fine. I'll move.
Here, this is what you
I can't believe you beat me this week.
This is what you wanted to see. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Hit the wrong button. Here it is.
Yeah, not detailed, not detailed. Guys need to know what they're doing. We need to study more. I don't think we study enough as a group. There's way too many, penalties and stuff like that, which, we can control. It's all mental. So for that to happen, there's really no excuse for that. So, we have to figure that out and get it right.
What is your message to your offense? What are you guys saying as you're going through adversity like you are right now?
Yeah, I mean, we got to, something's got to change, right? I mean, it's insane to keep doing the same thing over and over again, expect something different. And, we've been having these problems all year. So that has to get changed. That has to get fixed. We need to look each other, in the eyes and get it turned around. We're only going to be able to do it. Coaches can say whatever they want. Everyone else in the media and fans can say what they want. But at the end of the day, it's down to us. So we got to figure it out.
Thank you, Kenny.
Look each other in the eyes. So he's still right now in a staring contest with Matt Canada. The loser will be either benched or fired. We'll see how that goes.
No, they're not benching Kenny Pickett. They're gonna fire the shit out of Matt Canada eventually. Eventually, I fucking hope. I fucking hope it. I'm not getting into it. Fuck you.
Remember the pressure points.
Oh my god. I'm still looking for this thing, so keep going down the list.
Well, we were talking about move to the Vikings and just how you're happy to still have a house after mortgaging that thing and betting it on the Vikings over the weekend.
That was a good call, right?
I mean, as a Vikings fan, I just can't do things like that. But yes, great call. Great call.
As a friend, I'm glad that worked out.
So I won a total of $0 on that game.
You still got a house.
Still got a house. I didn't bet on that game.
But you're telling us to bet the house.
You goddamn right.
The whole house.
I got birthdays coming up, bro. I need my money for that.
You could have had a whole house to give somebody.
You're damn right. I coulda. I shoulda. But I didn't.
No,
But yeah, Kyler just losing another game on a Call of Duty release weekend. I mean,
That's
stat's just going to keep climbing and climbing.
Let's see. Go ahead and keep going.
Does he really have a really he's never won the day after Call of Duty release?
It's very rare.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he has a win. I know it's something like 8 losses though.
I'll be able to pull that up quick. Here's the title of this. Some genius did a breakdown of Kyler Murray's stats on Call of Duty double XP weekends, and it's enlightening.
Oh man, I thought you just been trolling.
Oh no. No.
No, this is a real topic, and it is backed with all these statistics. And,
So,
oh man,
here's a statistical analysis of Kyler Murray's performance on COD double XP weekends, posted by Reddit user -B. Thank you, shout out. So his passer rating is 97.43 and 89.65 on double XP weekends, showing a -7.77 difference. His passing yards, He averages 251, and on double XP is 245. So nothing crazy there.
That's not bad.
The same with the completion percentage isn't crazy.
Where it really stands out.
Yeah, so his record on non double XP weekends is 18-16-1, and on double XP weekends it is 4-7. It's now 4-8. Sorry, bro. So yeah, he's fucking horrible when Call of Duty comes out because he stays way up too late. Sorry about it.
No, and even we had mentioned Ninja a little bit beforehand, and he had went on the Pat McAfee show and just said, "Oh yeah, if he could talk to Kyler Murray, he would just ask him, what are you doing? Like, you are a professional athlete. There's a time to play and a time to do your craft. And during the season, you shouldn't be turning on an Xbox or a video game or anything like that. You should be worried about being one of the best quarterbacks in the world." So, I mean, that's a gamer telling you, "Hey, this ain't your time to game." That's, to me, says a lot, because gamers normally don't say stuff like that. They're like, "Oh, you can game, it won't really affect anything."
I definitely think Murray's trying to be the best quarterback he can be.
Yeah.
I mean, all jokes aside, he's definitely trying to be the best quarterback possible. So,
no, 100%.
I think he's trying by how he knows how to try, and I don't necessarily think that he's really has a full vision of what it takes. I don't think there's ever really been anyone that's been able to teach him what it takes to be a quarterback at that level. He's got a coach that coached him in college, so like his coach is still learning this level. You know what I mean?
right. Well,
that's why Hopkins was so important to get back, is because that's the only guy on offense that they have that really has the understanding of what you need to do to be excellent at your craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, but having that type of caliber receiver helps every quarterback. We can go back to, like, Dak plays way better with a number one guy.
Sure, but what I'm saying is it's the actual leadership that Kyler needs. Like, Kyler, skill set wise, is a top 5-7 quarterback. Skill set, he's fantastic. Like, the only player to be drafted in the first round of the NFL and the first round of the MLB, right? Like, he is a superior athlete. He just kind of comes with a little bit of an attitude. Like, he knows he's a stud, and his work ethic isn't that of some of the other quarterbacks that you'd name up in that atmosphere of great quarterbacks.
Yeah, but from what reliable source? You know, like, that's not, I guess, what I'm trying to get at. Well, you can be talented and you can study all you want and not get the same
the
results.
results on the field are when he plays, when the play breaks down and he rolls around and it turns into backyard football, there's great results. When he's supposed to be on time inside of the play, it's not that great. He hasn't gotten there yet.
I'll throw it out there.
His second year.
I get the hearsay, but I mean, in my eyes, I think that quarterback is trying to do what he can do to win a Super Bowl, and having someone that's not in their craft telling him how to run and be the best at his craft is, to me, is just comical. And it's a cute outlook.
I think.
That's what we all do, though.
Telling him not to play the games during the season. I don't think it's telling him how to do his craft. It's telling him what not to waste his time on.
Yeah, but doesn't everybody have downtime? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Does Tom Brady have downtime? I don't think so. From what I hear, he'll 2 a.m. he's texting his receivers, "Hey, this guy does this and this guy does that." So, I mean, you don't have to be Tom Brady, but there's a great void between the time that Kyler's putting in and the time that Brady's putting in.
Maybe that's why Giselle left him.
Wait, she caught him playing video games, or?
All right.
Okay, but
oh, God.
Maybe so. I don't know. Who knows?
No. Oh, God. We always keep going back to that.
We've seen all the humorous stuff of who Giselle's been hanging out with, right?
Fucking Antonio Brown, yeah.
No.
Oh, no? There's someone new now.
If you say Ninja, I'm going to fucking flip out. I'm going to fucking flip
Pete Davidson? Now I'm sure
Oh
this is a joke, but
no!
that's what everybody's been saying. It's been fantastic. Now, I'm sure these are all just hilarities, but that would be the greatest comedy
Oh
I've ever seen
no,
if that's a real thing.
that'd be fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah,
Pete Davidson
if you're
slamming
single, yeah, Pete Davidson's got his eye on you.
in.
That's what I heard.
So here's the stat about Matt Canada. This is what pisses me off so bad. So, in Matt Canada's now 26 games as the Steelers offensive coordinator, the offense has failed to score over 20 points in 21 of those games. All 5 came last season with Big Ben.
That's just
Interesting.
ridiculous. I know Madden players that can call a better offense than this guy.
Yeah. Like Baker said, break down his game decisions 2 weeks ago. Had 2 times 12 guys in the huddle. It's QB's responsibility to not step in the huddle until all subs are made. Just mental stuff. It's a comment from the chat.
I understand that, Todd, as well, but I mean, you have an offensive coordinator, you have people in your ear, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Maybe he just doesn't get it. Maybe it doesn't matter the effort. It's just not
Maybe
there.
that XP is more important. Maybe you are right.
I mean, when it's double, it's
You need
double.
those gold
Come on.
skins, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Eagles wide receiver AJ Brown put up a monster performance versus Steelers. I fucking hate you, Baker. Versus Steelers with 156 yards and 3 touchdowns in Week 8, triggering a random drug test Monday morning. And you put a laughing face. What a cock. Should have been 4 touchdowns, but Minka was able to stop him on the 1.
Oh man, I tell you, there's nothing like taking shots at Steelers. It is fantastic.
I can't wait for Kirk Cousins to fumble the bag in the playoffs, and I'm gonna be like, "God, look at those Vikings. At least the Steelers know they suck." Or you'll just miss another field goal.
Because he's not going to be surprised. This guy right here. Okay? Because I'm a winner either way. Because I am a avid, and I'm sorry, Kurt, it just is what it is. A Kirk Cousins hater. It just, I've seen it happen. The stats are not great in prime time or against winning teams. So either I'm correct and we lose and everybody's got to shut up in my little group chat, or I get to celebrate the first ever Super Bowl. Either way, I'm winning. Is the way I feel. So I'm good to go.
Reconnection successful. We're back. All right, cool. Fuck you.
They expect the snow. They got 65 degrees. Shit's melting.
See, that's what happens when you talk smack about Kirk Cousins. All of a sudden, boop, your internet
Baker
drops.
Baker took me off. Baker was DDoSing me. All right. Let's see. Tony Pollard looked amazing in his start versus the Bears. He tallied 131 yards on 14 carries, averaging 9.4 yards per carry. He got a lone reception for 16 yards. He also found the end zone 3 times in a Week 8, with the longest being a 54-yard run. Very, very impressive. Just goes to show the Cowboys don't need Zeke.
It was fun to watch.
It was what? You guys scored
Definitely.
49 points total?
He
Yeah, the
looks way
highest
more
of the
explosive
season.
than Zeke. But, I mean, I still think Zeke's needed there in some capacity. He doesn't need to be the starter, but he's
He
needed.
don't- Yeah, he don't need, what, 15 mil a year, but yeah, I mean,
Right. That's
Zeke
really
fits.
that's the only reason that it's really Zeke not be here is the comments, is because of his price tag, not because he's a horrible running back. He's just a horrible running back in comparison to $15 million
Right.
spent on a running back.
All right. Let's see.
Jerry Jones made it very clear. So when Zeke is back, he's going to be number 1.
So
I mean,
jumping
yeah.
back to the picks, though, we were getting to the Jets, where we all lost our Jets pick because of the Patriots, which was devastating.
I wanted to go with the Patriots there too.
I've been riding the Jets wagon a little bit this year, feeling like it's been a fun ride, and then You could tell Zach Wilson wasn't let out of the house this week. He didn't see any milfs. He didn't have a good time, and it showed once he got on the field.
Yeah, it's really rough betting on the Patriots games because when you think they're going to do when you think they're going to struggle, they prevail.
Yep.
And then when you
Yep.
think they're going to do good against this poor offense, they just blow it. So
It's starting to remind me of how Mike Tomlin plays down to the level of his opponent this season for them.
I mean, if they replay that game, I'm picking the Jets again.
Yeah. Another game that came up that was crazy big, and I fucking should have took the parlay I was building live, was the Titans at the Texans. I was talking about Derrick Henry getting on the over for rushing yards and being a 2-time touchdown scorer, and I think I had him as the first overall touchdown scorer as well. And a homie ran for 219 yards with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I remember
That would have been a big win.
We were saying on Saturday, we were talking about this guy's going to get like 30, 40 touches.
Mm-hmm.
You did not take that anytime touchdown out of Malik, though, huh?
No, I did not. Did he score?
Go. No, not. I mean, I didn't get to see that game, but from what the fantasy points told me, I would assume not.
No, he did not. His 2 touchdowns and a field goal. He had... Oh, that's the full season. I want individual games. He attempted 10 passes. He had 5 rushing attempts.
He should have more, personally, but I mean, when you got Derrick Henry dominating like he was, just keep handing him the rock.
Over and
Yep.
over.
100%.
Give it to him.
100%. That's all you need. And he's getting... The thing is, Derrick Henry's just getting better and better as the season goes on, too, which is very impressive.
Right.
Let's
Should we get into the verses?
go ahead and get in
We've been
verses. I
covering
can't wait to hear how I suck ass this week.
I want to know like the whole total, but I guess the total doesn't really matter now.
Yeah, because we added Baker. You're up on me like 3 or 4 games now.
Like 30, right?
No, 3 or 4.
You said 3. Got it.
3.
3? Nothing after that?
Nope. You honestly might be at like 5. I need to check. We'll find out. All right. So first up in week 8 matchup, we had the Ravens at Buccaneers. All of us chose the Ravens. I was sick. That was the Thursday night game. Ravens came through with the big dub there. And then the Broncos at Jaguars. Myself and Kap both went with the Jaguars. Baker went with the Broncos. Russell Wilson was able to fucking finally get it done against the Jaguars in London. And yeah, that's unfortunate for us.
Hey, I want to see the next when Tampa Bay goes to Germany. I want to hear about Tom Brady high kneeing up and down the aisle. Clearly, it's what you need to do to win.
Right?
Got to stay loose.
When you said, hey, I thought you were going to say, let's ride. And I was going to turn off my internet.
Oh, I would never.
I was about to be all sorts of like...
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I'm going to sneak it in there now for sure. I don't know when I'm going to get you guys with it, but it's coming.
So the next 5 games were the Panthers at Falcons, Bears at Cowboys, Dolphins at Lions, Cardinals at Vikings, and Steelers at Eagles. We all had the same choices for all of those, choosing the Falcons, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Vikings, and the Eagles. All 5 won. Up next, we had the Raiders at the Saints. Myself and Baker went with the Raiders. They gave us a goose egg 0. The Saints came through with the dub, giving Kap the win there. Patriots at Jets. All of us took the Jets. We were all wrong. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's rough.
The Titans at the Texans. I went with the Titans. Kap and Baker both went with the Texans. We just covered that. Derrick Henry gave Malik Willis a piggyback ride to a win.
His first one, right?
Yep. It was his
1-0.
second game he's only played. He relieved having a brain fart, Tannehill in the Bills dominant game.
Yeah, it's his first start. And
Yep.
he finished with the win.
Yep. Whole 10 attempts with 6 completions, man. That's hard fought game.
Huge.
Up next we had the Commanders at the Colts. I went with the Colts. Kap and Baker went with the Commanders. Commanders won by 1. 49ers at Rams. So me and Baker were talking about how myself and Kap went with the Rams last time, just a couple weeks ago, and we said we can't make that decision again. We both went with the 49ers. Baker still believed in the Rams. Niners got it done. Was very happy there.
Baker even doubled down like, "Hey, bro,
Yeah.
you sure?"
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty
Yeah,
damn
no.
sure.
When they announced Debo was for sure out, I went back and I said, "Hey, Cap, you sure about this?" Now he goes, "Yeah, okay."
He's just being a
Like,
good friend. He's looking out.
There was no pause. It literally, as soon as it sent 3 little dots, dip, 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 yes. All right, okay. I should have listened. That's what should have happened.
Up next, we had the Giants at the Seahawks. This was my game of the week. It wasn't a bad game. I took the Giants. Kap and Baker went with the Seahawks. Seahawks got the dub. They're for real this year, man. Geno Smith looks very impressive. There's a lot of quarterbacks that look really, really good. Like Daniel Jones looks really good this year. Marcus Mariota looks really good this year. Geno Smith looks really good this year.
Kirk Cousins looks good this year.
Kirk
It's
Cousins
just
looks
wild.
good this year. Jacoby Brissett even looks really good this year.
Yeah, he had more passing yards against the league's leader.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Yeah.
looking all right as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of quarterbacks you didn't really expect. I mean, everybody was always really high on Jacoby, so good for him, man. Too bad the one that doesn't look good this year was Mitch Trubisky, and he just fucking sucked ass. Up next, the Packers at the Bills. That was a unanimous decision by all of us. We went with the Bills. Choose the Bills till they can't win anymore. That's what it is. And the way they can't win anymore is you just you have to amputate Josh Allen's both of his legs, because I'm still convinced he would be able to get a prosthetic and still beat almost all of the teams out here. He's just that fucking good.
Outside of a major injury on that team, I'm taking the Bills for the rest of the year.
Yep, 100%.
It is what it is. The only time that their loss is really going to affect me taking them the next week is if it's in the playoffs, and I'm just not allowed.
Yep.
They lost their best cornerback, and they're still one of the best defenses in the league.
Yep. See, that's how I am with the Steelers right now. I'm not fucking choosing them for dick anymore this year. They're dead to me until Matt Canada gets fired.
Yeah, it takes me a lot to pick the Cowboys, but I mean, I think the Cowboys can beat a lot of teams, but
Yeah,
I have to.
They're
stick
really
to
good this
really-
year. According to Baker, they're very good.
Yeah, as a fan of the team, it's really hard to like sell all the way out and think, oh, we're definitely going to win, because you just have all those losses and pains that you've had through all your life, just knowing, well, I've expected a lot of wins before that didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, and you know the weaknesses, and you know,
Yep.
yeah, it takes a lot to pick.
Up next was the Monday night game. We had briefly covered this. The Bengals at the Browns. Brownies came through with a massive dub. All three of us went with the Bengals, unfortunately. And that's all she wrote, folks. Bengals weren't able to come through. Let's see. Up next, we have the Thursday night football game coming up this week. Prime time, man. Big fucking game here. I'm sick of these shitty ass games. Amazon better be pissed. All the money they paid, it's horrible, dude.
The games might not be good, but they're getting all the subscriptions for Prime Video, so I think they're fine.
People are starting to ask for their money back, so let's see how long that lasts.
Getting it
literally,
free shipping.
Philly
Come
is
on.
7-0, and they're gonna play the Texans 1-5-1. But this is a back-to-back home games for them. So, I mean, I'm actually kind of debating about going to the game. It's like $33 a ticket.
Oh, dude, fucking go. Me and my dad were looking
Yeah,
to
you should go.
get tickets to the Steelers Raiders game. which is I think Christmas Day or Christmas Eve or something like that. But we're not going to be able to, sadly. Okay, I don't really want to go. Not without the Steelers are currently playing.
You're a Cowboys fan, not a Texans fan, so you're just going to see a good game live. You know what I mean? It's not
Just
like
football.
you're really gonna. Yeah, you're not
it's
gonna
just
miss
football.
out if the Eagles win. It's gonna be a good game to watch. So, I mean, I'd go.
Yeah, I've
Hey,
been to
hey,
probably over 20 Raiders games just because it's so convenient.
Hey, if you go, make sure you
I
make a
won't go
sign
to a
that
Niners
says
game.
"dial in" with like a QR code.
Yeah, you might have to spend a little bit more because you got to get right behind one of the end zones, right center field goal. So when they're kicking, you can hold the sign up for us. That's going to be great.
Just go
man.
streaking.
All right. So now we're thinking,
We'll pay bail.
We will not
Please.
do that.
I can't go
Yeah,
to
we
jail.
won't.
All right, I got too much to
Yeah.
live for.
I'm too
Shit.
pretty to go to jail.
No, I've already been, but I got too much to live for now. But if I do go to games, I'm gonna print out some stickers for us and just
Hell yeah, dude! We want to
Everywhere.
start getting some stickers made. Maybe some merch. Dial in hat would be pretty dope.
I'd wear it.
Yeah, so would I.
Same.
No, you wouldn't, Baker. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, I'd expect a new logo, but yes, I would wear it. Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't say Fuzzy and Kap. It'd be like
It would say Cap and
FKB.
Fuzzy.
That way it looked like fuck Baker.
That's fine. I'm good with it. That's most people's sentiment. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
okay. Yeah, no, I know this. It's okay. But so for Thursday night, I'm going with Eagles.
I think we are, yeah.
Eagles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eagles.
What's the
Eagles.
spread on that game?
Probably like
10 plus.
yeah, it's probably 10.5. Let's see, FanDuel.
There's no way it's 14 because I think Steelers still own that
No,
crown.
it's 10 and a half, or it just went to 11.
They cover that.
It's 13.5.
I don't know about that.
I think they still cover.
I think they still cover too.
They win by like 23.
I think they're gonna rip Dougie Davis Mills' arms off and beat him with it.
Yeah, I think they I'm thinking like a 40 to 17 type of game.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into the power rankings real quick. These are the power rankings provided by Baker. There's some interesting ones here. All right, Baker, if you want to go ahead and go down your list, give us your thoughts, why you rank them, where they rank, or where you rank them at.
The first 5 were pretty much standard, what everyone, ESPN and whatnot, have ranked in that order. Seemed close enough. It was fine. Miami, I definitely moved up after we got the Bradley Chubb news. I felt like that kind of completed the defense and said that with their offense, they'd be able to win, with anyone.
So
The Niners,
the first
Go ahead.
5, he's got the Buffalo Bills at 1, Eagles at 2, Chiefs at 3, Cowboys at 4, and Vikings at 5. I'd personally switch the Cowboys and Dolphins. Dolphins he has at 6. Go ahead.
hey, more power to you. I've just seen the Cowboys defense, and that kind of really sways a lot. Once you get up into the bigger games where you're playing against the top teams, your defense makes a huge difference. When you're just kind of middling teams playing, the defense is kind of they help, it doesn't this and that, but the top teams with top defenses really do make the difference.
Oh, 100%.
The Niners I think they were listed at 9 to start. I moved them up to 7 with McCaffrey there, with Debo coming back. They've got Bosa now. I think that the team that they're starting today is a lot better than what their record shows over the first 8 weeks. The Ravens were hard for me to slide down that far because they got Roquan Smith, but they didn't
And Deshaun.
They didn't get any other help at that receiver position. So, I mean, I'm a huge Lamar Jackson supporter, but he has kind of been struggling the last few weeks to really make things happen. And while the defense looks a lot better, they didn't help him out in any way. So, if we saw another, Niners-Ravens Super Bowl, I would think that the Niners would be able to kind of contain him a little bit more and score at will, really. And where it gets a little, jumbled for me is at 9, where I'm letting the Seahawks ride all the way up into the top 10. We're going to let Geno eat. He's been doing great. The Titans, I mean, it's really hard once you get to 10, 11, 12. They're all kind of similar. Everyone's got a hole somewhere. But once you've seen Derrick Henry just running everybody over, that kind of levels out the playing field.
Yeah, I think they sit top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Now, the 11 through 15, I kind of feel I could almost go in any order. Anyone can kind of pick and choose. I just felt like these were the next 5 teams that I would take. And that was the Giants at 11, the Bengals at 12, the Chargers at 13, the Patriots at 14, and the Jets at 15. I really wanted to have the Jets higher, but
losing to the Patriots,
what we just saw yesterday was bad. Zach Wilson didn't look great at all, and that's kind of the lifeblood to a team is your quarterback playing well, and he was just kind of making worse throws than Amari Cooper. So that's not looking good.
Yeah, that one's hard, man, because the Giants look really good, but suffering that loss to the Seahawks, the Bengals losing to the Browns, the Chargers have beat the Browns. Like, it's just that those next 5 are difficult, but I think they're all very fitting.
And then, there was no need to go past 15 because that would have just been listing teams to list teams.
Steelers are probably at 30.
I feel like I would have ran out of room on this document before I got to the Steelers.
Now, Texans are definitely the bottom of the barrel. I would say Lions and then the Steelers. And then Panthers.
I would say Texans, Lions, Steelers, Panthers, yeah. Right now. Maybe Steelers and Panthers could be switched, but still. That's how it is right now in the draft anyway. Fucking terrible.
I don't think, with Dak back, which I think was very. So you guys added with the power rankings with what the teams acquired today. I think it's very important that the Dallas held our own, and with our front office not really acquiring any new players. Obviously, our number one improvement was getting Dak back. So that's very convincing from a Cowboys fan. But having that defense, being 6-2, I mean, it'd be really hard for me to put. Who'd you say, the Dolphins? I can't do that. I don't think I could put the Vikings above them.
I couldn't.
Niners couldn't do it either. I think maybe it would only be Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, and then I would put the Cowboys. And that's not being biased. I just think I don't think that we can put teams up in power rankings from what they acquire, because who knows yet? We don't know yet. So
definitely
the Cowboys. One of the reasons I couldn't move them down at all is because they didn't have Zeke, and you saw how explosive they were having Pollard in there.
Right.
And getting Zeke back isn't going to make Pollard any less explosive. It's just going to give them more options in different formations. So that can only be a bonus. I don't like to listen to everyone saying you got to get rid of Zeke right now, this and that and the other. Sure, maybe at the end of the year, due to salary cap situations, he finds his way out the door.
Right.
But he really isn't some dried up running back like everybody claims him to be. He is still a top player. It's just explosion isn't his skill set. His skill set is finding an open hole, being able to get through, wiggle this and that, move the chains.
Extra yards.
He has a different dynamic. Exactly.
Yeah.
So all of those are things that the Cowboys need. It's just at what time and when they're going to call those plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your list is. I mean, I would have the Giants higher. I'm not sure.
What would you do? You think maybe take the 49ers out?
I think I'll go Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go with the Vikings. You have to.
They're really good now.
And then, I'm a big fan of the Dolphins, so this kind of makes sense there. I would keep the Niners there. I would have to take It's kind of rough, but I would move Seattle to 11. I'd put Giants up at 9.
Okay.
So even though we
For your
just
top 10,
watched, on Sunday, Seattle mopped the Giants, and that
Mhm.
was kind of my thing. Is I had Seattle lower too until this week
Right.
when we watched the game and actually got to see them play each other and go, okay, well, I mean, really, it wasn't that close. It was a good game, but at no point in time did we think, oh man, the Giants
Right.
are going to come back and take this thing.
And I love saying this. If they played again, I would pick the Seahawks, but I just don't think that. I just think the Giants have a better chance. I wouldn't say they're going to win the division, but they have a better chance of getting to the divisional round. And if they played in the playoffs, I would pick the Giants. I just think that with the schedule moving forward, I don't know if it's like a hype thing with Geno, but I think the Giants are a better team
I think
this year.
that's just like me. You remember Geno when he was on the Jets, and it's just so hard to forget that and just kind of live in the now. And that's what I'm trying to do with that. Is we've seen it happen just on Sunday, so I'm going to try to live in today.
Which is the power rankings are,
and accept Geno for what he's proven to be this year.
Yeah.
So I see that, yeah, because I preach that power rankings should be the active ranking of the NFL standings.
I mean, you guys have no idea how hard it was for me to leave Cincinnati at 12 after watching what I really think trash cans could do better on the offensive line last night.
It was rough. It was very rough last night.
I just,
yeah.
With Jamar Chase out, they might not be in the top 15 next week. If we see another outing like that, then until Jamar Chase comes back, you just say, okay, well, they're clearly not the same team at all. But
then you'd have to put the Chargers above them, right? Because look what they're going through with their receivers. And if Bengals lose one receiver, it's like, well, then you have to put the Chargers above them, you know?
And they should be getting back Keenan Allen this week. They had him before the bye for, a small workload. And I do think that Keenan Allen does help that offense more in what he does, moving the chains, keeping them on the field, than Mike Williams does. They do such different things. And then in, a few weeks, getting Mike Williams back, I could see that offense kind of taken off again. It's just, even if we thought, oh, Keenan Allen's healthy and Mike Williams healthy, where are you going to move them? They're not going higher than 9. There's almost nothing that can happen that's going to move the Chargers higher than 9 unless one of those top 8 teams has a serious injury or falls off.
And the top 8 is solid. So I think you and me are both agreeing that past 8, so like 9 through 12 is kind of...
Yeah.
We can have conversations, but exactly. And everyone has a hole. It's just the way that you play or the way you view like a team and what hole is more valuable or hinders a team more is just kind of the dynamic that you look through.
Right.
The reason the Jets are down at 15 is because I do think quarterback's a big deal. And the most recent thing that I've seen out of Zach Wilson is not good at all. And the New England Patriots, the way that they snuck in there is just because no matter how bad you think they are, like we said earlier, they can get a win. They can make something happen. The coaching really does step up. So
yeah, I mean that's what you expect from Bill Belichick though as well.
Right.
All right.
And their new offensive coordinator, Matt Canada.
Fucking, I hope.
Oh man,
I fucking hate Matt Canada.
Fuzzy's living a nightmare. He's putting out. He's manifesting.
I mean, think about it. This is, I'm gonna be 30 this year. I haven't experienced really this. This is new for me. So.
Oh man, just hope it's only a year. Okay.
Yeah, no, I've got faith in Omar Khan. I even have faith in Mike Tomlin still. A lot of people are calling for Mike Tomlin to get fired too. I think that's a dumb decision. They definitely need to get rid of Matt Canada. Yeah, this is new for me. It's interesting. I mean, even with like the 8-8 seasons, like there was still hope. Like there were still chances, like they could finish a lot higher. And
Well, that's the thing about football, man. Like this one little news of anything good, you're like, oh man, come on, we're gonna turn things around. And then like the next week, you're like, fuck, we suck.
and
You know, I've been there. I'm a Cowboys fan. I've been there.
dude, I was looking at it. There was like, that's a 1-score game. That's a 1-score game.
Oh, don't do that.
That's a
You
1-score
just-
game.
You're going down the rabbit hole.
Like that's like
Because
there's like
those
3 games you could
1-score games-
switch.
No, you're looking at box scores and you're not looking at like how the game played. And there's a lot of box scores that look a lot closer than actual games are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the winning team changes the whole philosophy in the fourth quarter to just run the clock down and this and that, knowing the lead they have. So,
But it's
Garbage
not
time,
though.
like
Like
garbage
with
time.
the last
Oh,
one,
boy.
the Steelers Dolphins.
Open up a can of worms.
If it
goddamn it.
Yeah.
if it wasn't an
Yeah, it's
interception,
just-
if it wasn't an
No,
interception at the
it's-
very end, that would have been different. The Jets,
Hey,
if
listen,
the
we're not
defense
gonna
played like
agree.
they're supposed to,
I'm gonna let you know ahead of time.
but
No matter
We're
how
gonna have
long
to
you talk.
agree
But it's
to
not.
Disagree.
yeah,
Hey, black and gold looks great, man. I love those jerseys. I like how you guys
Same.
got the little logo on just the one side and not the other.
The little
You're
logo.
individual for stuff like that. But hey, this year ain't the year. We ain't.
No,
we
I
ain't-
know.
mm-mm. I mean, if Kenny Pickett wasn't going to be getting like the needed work, to get
Yeah.
some experience, I would say you just might as well put Trap Weasel, whatever the hell he is back in there, and let you guys lose some games and get a draft pick like Tomlin thinks he's never gonna get.
yeah.
Oh, we'll never be bad enough for me to get a
No,
pick high enough to where I can draft you.
He
says
didn't
to
say
Chase
that.
Young.
He didn't say that.
Well,
He
you
said
might this year.
no. He didn't say that. He said he hopes he's never bad enough.
Nah, whatever.
I don't know, man.
Well,
Before the trade deadline, I
hope's
just feel like you
fleeting
guys
and-
should have traded
Hope's
Trent
fleeting in
Richardson
Pittsburgh.
2.0. I mean,
Yeah.
you should have just got rid of. Like, come on, you got
All
to
right.
rebuild.
So
brother.
that was it for Dial In Week 8 recap, guys. I love getting shit on by my homies Cap and Baker
Yeah.
here.
Gotta get some digs in.
It was
It's all
fun.
love, my man. We're just trying to help you.
It was
help you
fun.
not fall so deep into this pool of hope.
Nope,
because
I'm in
it's
that
not a real
pool.
thing
I
for
deal
you.
with it every day. This town
Yeah.
runs on how the Steelers are doing, so that's why it's so
Brighter days, brother.
doom and gloom lately.
Brighter days, brighter days.
Yeah, I fucking hope. If Matt Canada's not fired tomorrow, then
You move back to
Hey,
Florida.
I'm moving back to Florida.
Yeah, hey, I'll tell you what. I know how I'm starting off Saturday's show. How's Matt Canada looking?
Man, that Fuzzy and Kap logo, man, looks really, really good.
Actually, looks
really
really,
like it.
better the past 30 minutes. It looks really great.
Yeah, no, I like it,
I
especially
really
the
like
past
it.
5
It's
minutes.
Really good in purple and gold here. Oh man, look at that.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that Fuzzy and Cap logo in winning colors. Whew. Mm-mm.
I'm holding it back as hard as I can. It's gonna be okay, man. We've been there, Fuzzy.
I know.
Look at this guy has never experienced a losing season, and it is killing him.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I mean, I have with the Pirates. That's just to be expected, though.
You're just not a baseball fan at that point.
No, I'm still a baseball fan, unfortunately.
It's like, hey, it's okay. I'm an A's fan. They don't even try to win anymore. They don't even
Yeah.
pretend to try to win.
They're worse than the
They don't
Pirates.
even care. Yeah,
Literally just like a
So-
financial bank, bro.
yeah, and they'll say that. Hey, we're making money. That's all we care about. So it is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
And it's like the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors ownership group has tried to buy the A's over and over and over, and the A's owner says, "Oh no, we're still making money here. No thanks."
Yep.
It's just miserable.
Yep. I wish Pat McAfee and Mark Cuban would buy the Pirates.
I mean, you'd think that there's links to the fandom for both of them. It would be nice.
Mark Cuban said he'd consider it when his kids are older. So hopefully. Fucking hopefully. But all right, that's gonna end it for Dial In Week 8 recap. We went way over time. But it's just, we have fun talking.
Because
So
we love each other.
oh yeah, no, fuck you guys. All right, guys, I love
Yeah,
y'all. I'll
first
see
time
you
all
all
three of us were
later.
back in over a week. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
we're back,
it was
baby.
nice. It
Come
was
on,
nice. It was
man.
nice. You guys get to see all three of our
amigos,
pretty
three
faces.
Musketeers.
You can't say the three Migos anymore. Sorry.
Oh shit.
Rip.
Don't tone on.
R.I.P. Take off. All right, guys. We will see you guys on Saturday. Shooting for probably around 2:00 again, like we did last time, I think, right? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Sounds good to me.
We'll post on Twitter. We love you guys. We'll see y'all. Have a good one.
Good night.